Good morning, Stampers. Hello, and welcome to Maker Mornings with Meg. I'm Meg, and this is the LovenStamps studio, so glad you could join us. I have a project today that is an oldie but goodie. It is a Bagalope, and if you don't know what a Bagalope is, you've been missing out, so today's the day you learn. I was this many years old when I learned this project. It's actually been around for a long time. I think back 22 years ago when I first started as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, this was one of the projects that we like to make. So you're gonna love to see that. But the reason that I'm trotting it out now is that one of the last couple days of celebration is the, 2 days left of celebration, today, tomorrow. I guess that's technically 3 days, 2 days after today. Anyway, ends February 29th. And one of the cool Sale-a-bration things is these cards and envelopes from the Sweet Thoughts, Memories, and More. So you get 20 cards and 20 envelopes. Is that right? It always seems like so many. Yeah, 20 cards and 20 envelopes, so a zillion pieces. And they are in these fun Calypso Coral and Pretty Peacock prints and so forth. So they're really, really terrific. And I'm going to show you not a simple card today. Well, actually a simple card, but then a Bagalope to go with it instead of using the envelope for a more traditional conveyance. And so I think you guys are going to really like this. We are going to add a cute, fun top to it with perennial postage dies. We are going to decorate our card with the Planted Paradise stamp set. So if you haven't seen this one yet, you're gonna love this. We're gonna do some masking, and then heartfelt hellos is also going to make an appearance as our greeting for this. I'll also show you another version of this card in case you have the Botanical Layers stamps and would like to use them in the future. But make sure you guys say hello. Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. And with that, let's get started stamping. So we have, like I said, a selection of cards and envelopes here. And I love the designs for this. Remind me, in case I forget, to talk a little bit about why I selected Planted Paradise to coordinate with these envelopes. I had another choice, and I'll show you why I didn't pick that one. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pick one of these envelopes. I think we're gonna go with a Calypso Coral envelope, and we're gonna turn this into the Bagalope. Now, first thing you do when you make a Bagalope, has anybody made a Bagalope before? Like, when was the last time you made a Bagalope? I'm guessing that it was maybe a while, but if it was just the other day, then like, woohoo, gold stars for you guys. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna seal this envelope. Now you can use the adhesive here if you aren't a fan of that. I will say that my favorite way to seal envelopes is to use the water painters. So here is one of those, and so you just have water inside here, and this one isn't super wet, so let's get this one going. You don't want to have a ton of water in there. I think this one has been not used for a little while. It's been neglected. I've been using my Stampin' Blends so much, my Stampin' Blends markers, that I haven't been using my, there we go, my water painters so much. Okay, so there we have some water on there. I'm just gonna run right across. If you're sealing a lot of envelopes, this is such a great tool. So those little guys come in handy. And then we actually need just a teeny bit extra adhesive. You're gonna close up the very ends of this, which will make our Bagalope a little happier in the long run. When you're adding the glue there, you want a tiny, tiny bit. And if you can see it, it is enough. So you want to avoid getting glue in this corner here. So that's why I'm keeping it way out there at the edges. And as always with multi-purpose liquid glue, I usually just press once. I don't like press and swipe because I don't want to run that bead of glue off into places it shouldn't go. Decades for Betty's last Bagalope. Yeah, they're pretty fun though. All right, so now we have a sealed envelope that is going to become our Bagalope. And we're going to go ahead and pull from the perennial postage dies. These go, they're bundled right now with a really terrific greeting stamp set that is of perennial postage. And we're gonna go ahead and use the largest one here because what we wanna do is we're gonna cut this in half, but we don't just wanna cut it straight. You could, of course. We want to give it this fun decorative edge. And so I picked the largest die because it's going to go off the other side. So really we're just using this one edge of the die. So it kind of acts as like a straight edge die rather than a rather than like a whole shape die. So, all right, I'm gonna bring this here to my die cut machine and pop this on. And usually I try not to put my dies in completely straight because I don't love that ka-chunk that comes when you run over a big long die at once, but there it is. It does work, and for this particular use, you really need this pretty straight on your plate because you're going to come up with 2 halves of your envelope that's going to be our Bagalope. So, all right, with that, we are going to, so you see this fun decorative edge, so you actually get 2. I went ahead and did mine in half. If you wanted your Bagalope to be taller, you could cut this, you know, like up here or something like that to make it a little bit bigger, but lots of possibilities for that. So this is a fun shape die set for sure. All right, and actually I think I forgot to put it in the supply link, so you might have to just remember that one on your own. Everything else should be in the supply link that is in the video here. All right, so next what we're gonna do, there's a couple different ways you can do this part of a Bagalope. So, hey everybody, Marianne, Becky, Betty, Tanya, Margie, Sue, everybody. Good to see everybody. So there are a couple ways you can do this part. You can just go ahead and fold it freehand. And one of the advantages of that is that it's just quick and easy. You can get a really nice score line. One of the disadvantages of that is that it's a little bit tricky to get consistency. Back to the plus side of that is you can really feel where the edges of the envelope are, and you can work with that. So when you use a scoring tool, it's a little tricky sometimes because this edge here has an extra layer inside just from the way the envelope is made. So you're gonna have to kind of keep an eye on that so that it's not hindering your score line. But we'll go ahead and live dangerously. I also prefer to use my Simply Scored over my trimmer for this because when you have something so thick like a whole folded envelope that's sealed, when you're scoring, you're only going to get a score line on the very top just because this is a pretty lightweight scoring tool, which is great. Like lots of things DSP, you don't want a heavyweight score, but for this we need a heavyweight score, so we're going to go with our scoring Simply Scored board because we have a little bit more control over the weight there. Hey Patty, hey Kelly. All right, so I can feel that if I try to score this at 1/2 inch, it's gonna be really difficult. So I'm gonna go ahead and score this one at 5/8 inch. It doesn't matter what you score it at. It just has to be consistent on all the sides. So I'm scoring 5/8 here all the way down. And let's see, 5/8, there we go. All right, so now we have 3 sides to our score. Don't forget to pop your scoring tool there in the bottom, knocking things over to keep it safe. And of course, you could be making 2 of these at the same time because you have 2 halves of your envelope. So now we have our score lines. You can see those pretty easily. I'm going to go ahead and just fold on all of them so that I get a really nice edge. Okay. Now, the next part is the part that people sometimes have a little trouble with, like sort of the figuring out part. Hey, Pam. And so what I'm going to show you here inside, and then I'm going to show you outside what I'm doing. So I'm going to open up the envelope and poke my finger in, and I'm going all the way to the bottom. So I'm poking my finger all the way to the bottom like this. And then when I get to the bottom, I'm going to just squish this sort of a perpendicular to the way our card is folded. So I'm going to squish this flat. Okay, so pushing my finger in and then squishing it this way. Same thing over here, push my finger in, I'm going to squish that triangle that way. And then it's really just like boxing a bag if you sew, or like folding a paper bag like from the grocery store. You're just going to kind of prep in all of those score lines, and then our little tabs can go up to the side here. Now you can also fold your tabs down to the bottom, but I find sometimes that interferes with my Bagalope standing in the end, so I kind of like to keep them up to the sides here, which means you're going to want to adhere them. My favorite adhesive for that, you guessed it, multi-purpose liquid glue. Again, if you can see the glue, it is enough, and you don't want to really glob that on there. So you'll notice also that I got it pretty far down in the paper there because I don't want this to squish out on the sides. So I'm going to just, it's like super awkward here, hold that in place. You always want to sing a little song to yourself. It adds to the extra joy of your card when you're waiting for things to dry and you sing a little song. We had my son's high school jazz band had their final concert of the year, so I have lots of jazz stuff stuck in my head. Okay. Actually, the junior high played that song, but it's one of my favorites. So, okay. And if you recognized it, then gold stars for you because I am not that great at singing jazz. All right, so we've got our Bagalope set here, and that is how this works. So very cute, right? Now, we are clearly not done, though, because we need to decorate this, and we're going to make our card to go inside. Hey, Rosalie. All right, so you could make a second one. You could also make one from the coordinating peacock envelopes. You can have a whole set of these. They would be really cute for like a party or something where you're setting like one at each table spot because they're really pretty quick to make. You can make them from white envelopes and stamp them yourself. There are really no end to the possibilities. All right, so let's pull in a card, and I'm going to take the contrasting one. So this is the card here. They're white on the inside and printed on the front and back. So I'm going to fold this. And then I want to trim this down. Let's see, handily, I can check the size. I'm going to go with a little 3-inch, maybe 3 1/4 here, because I can check this size here. I heard news yesterday, if you have been waiting for a glass mat, they are Stampin' Up! Did say yesterday that the glass mats will be available eventually for ordering. So after Sale-a-bration ends, because right now you can get it for free. It's a $60 value. Hey, Kim. Hey, Nikki. You can get this glass mat for free with your starter kit for a couple more days. And if not, I know some people have been waiting for them. They'll be available for demonstrators to order in the more near future, and then eventually they will be a customer order item. So keep an eye out for that if you've been super interested in that. All right, so now I have 2 pieces of cardstock here that I can use as a decoration. And in fact, I'm going to take one that I've cut previously from a piece of the other card, and now we have our card. And the reason that I narrowed that is because I wanted it to fit here in our box, our Bagalope, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and move that out of the way, and let's get some stamping here. All right, I have a piece of basic white cardstock, and we have our Planted Paradise stamp set. Now, these are doubled here, so you can see both the front and the back of each stamp is meant to be used as an image. So we're going to, I'm actually not going to use the backs of them this time, but what you would do is you could stamp the detailed image on one side, and then you could peel this off, clean it, peel it off, and then stamp the outline so that you get the double layered image there. So, hey, Nikki, and hey, Jean. Let's see. So what we're going to do with this now is go ahead and do some stamping. So I picked out some pieces here. You have lots of plant choices. Planted Paradise like this is just a really great all-purpose stamp set. There really is, it is all-purpose. Add a greeting from something else. We're going to add our greetings here from Heartfelt Hellos, which is available for just the 2 more days of celebration also. And let's see, I'm going to go with Calypso Coral and surprise, Pretty Peacock for our stamping on this card. And those colors are just straight out of our Sweet Hellos, our Sweet Thoughts. Why can't I remember the name of our Memories and More kit all of a sudden? So I've got our pot here, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my glass mat chamois because I just got ink all over my hand. There we go. This little gray chamois is a great one for wiping up your glass mat. In fact, it comes with the glass mat, so that's kind of fun. All right, and then I've got this the right direction with the detailed image side, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp our plant down here. Okay, so love photopolymer. You can see exactly what you're doing. Let's go ahead and come in here. Oh, hey, Lane. Yes, love a good Bagalope. And, oh, Margie says she made a snowman out of this stamp set. Oh, that would be really cute. Yeah, totally. This The backs of these images are just shape images. You could do lots and lots of different things with them. And then of course we have cute little faces, of course, the kind of kawaii taco set and stuff that you could do all kinds of fun things with. Now, I want to add this larger leaf here behind these. I don't want to cover it up though. I don't want the lines to come across here. So what I'm gonna do is grab this piece of Post-it note, and I'm going to get a second image here of this stamped on the Post-it note. Now I'm stamping it on the sticky edge of the Post-it, of course, because that is what, that sticky is what we want to take advantage of for our mask. You can make masks out of just regular paper, but I love making them from the top edge of sticky notes. So, all right, I'm gonna cut this. Now, when you make a mask, it's a little bit like fussy cutting, but I always fussy cut with, almost always, with a border around. And when you fussy cut for a mask, you want to be right on top of your stamped edge. Uh-oh. Let's see. Will the power come back on? Okay. If we are, so I'm recording, but let's see, trying to reconnect. Did it come back? Let's see. Your internet connection was restored. And am I back? Can you guys hear me again? Says my internet connection is not good. Let's see. We just had a power outage here. So are you guys back? Can you hear me online? Says reconnection is successful. Did we just pause for a moment and I'm coming back? Let's see. Slowly coming back up. Sorry if you're watching the recorded version. Are you guys back yet? Hello there on Facebook land. I know you're super excited to see me cut this mask. Let's see. Are we back online? My system says that it's not back online. Okay, well, I'm gonna carry on in case you are there. All right, Tanya says, oh no. Let's see, we're slowly starting up again, hopefully. Turn Wi-Fi. How come I don't have any Wi-Fi? Oh, goodness gracious. There it is. Okay. Are you guys back yet? I know I'm frozen. So if you are watching on the recording later, you'll just have to fast forward past this part. And I sincerely apologize for just hanging out. Currently offline, coming back, hopefully in a moment. Let's see. We have a huge storm coming today. It is going to be kind of a mess, I guess. But I'm kind of surprised the power went off already. It seemed a little bit random. And let's see, can I refresh this to force it to come back? Are you guys there? I thought it would pick up where I left off, but maybe not. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop this one and start again in a new video. Let's see where we left off.